They are the three recognized beauties in the academy. One is the stunningly attractive, cold beauty of a counselor. Another is the promising, top-tier senior who is still blooming. The third is the pure and cute, sweet joke of a girl. Now, they are fighting to be my woman. They fought for 3 days and nights on the playground. It's all because I awakened the perfect life system. Not only do I get triple rewards for spending on the opposite sex, but I also get a triple rebate. I can even see how much the girls like me. Once their affection reaches 80%, I can change my identity. From now on, the underdog becomes the master. Originally, I relied on my wealthy family. I had just entered university, and I became a big name on campus. I lived a life of luxury, surrounded by beautiful women and fast cars, a life of indulgence in wine and wealth. But just 2.5 days ago, due to a disaster, my family's business suddenly went bankrupt. We owed $1 million in debts. From this moment, I went from being an enviable rich kid to a despised rich kid. Not only did my former friends and acquaintances distance themselves from me, but even my fiancée of 3 years, the senior, broke up with me. Shiva turned to embrace a 50-year-old rich man driving a luxury car. As she left, I asked him to return the luxury bags he had bought for me. I wanted the bags back. Upon hearing this, Joanne calmly, directly snapped, "I spent 3 years with you, and all I get are a few bags. You still want to take them back after breaking up? Don't you have any shame left?" After saying that, she got into the car without looking back. However, it was the middle-aged Ma who lowered the car window. "Little brother, where are you going now? Do you want me to give you a ride?" I could easily imagine that once I get in the car, this guy would certainly try to mess with me in every way. So, I forced a smile and replied, "Uncle, you're a good person. I appreciate the gesture. My house is closer, just a few steps away, and Wan Ting is a good girl. Please take care of her in the future. She has a lot of habits. Uncle, please take note of them. First, she likes to use steel basil O1. Secondly, her stockings don't need to be of high quality, otherwise they're not convenient, and she loves nose outfits. Police uniforms are also her favorites when she's at home." Before I could finish, the uncle's face turned green with anger. The pathetic loser was just blowing off steam, watching the luxury car escape in a hurry. I couldn't help but mutter, "Damn it. Uncle, don't go." I was just getting to the point. Just then, a notification sound suddenly echoed in my mind. "Congratulations, the host has awakened the perfect life system. As long as you spend on anyone around you with an affection level over 60, you can get triple rebates. If their affection increases during this transaction, the 3x rebate will be doubled." At that moment, I was stunned. I'm not even dead. How could a system like this appear? Just as I thought it was an illusion, a crisp voice suddenly sounded behind me. I turned around. I realized it was the beautiful counselor, Li Zi. "Shen Yuan, a man should have the demeanor of a man. It's just a breakup. It's not like I didn't see everything just now. At a time like this, in your words, men would say, goodbye is just goodbye. The next one will be better, right?" I was about to reply, but then I suddenly realized that the counselor had a heart symbol above her head. The number 65 was displayed. This made me realize that it wasn't an illusion. The perfect life system truly exists. Seeing me stunned in place, Li Zi encouraged me with an idealistic tone. "Shen Yuan, cheer up. And the scholarship I mentioned last time. How's the consideration going? Please submit the documents soon. This is one of the few things that can really help you." When I mentioned that a few $1,000s wouldn't make much of a difference for my family's debt, it's just a drop in the ocean. I'd rather give the scholarship to someone who needs it more. Li Zi no longer insisted. "If you have any difficulties in the future, you can always come to me, including emotional issues, of course." As she turned to leave, I finally realized Teacher Li fits perfectly with the system's real task. Why not take the opportunity to verify, to see if the triple rebate is real? With that thought, I grabbed her little hand and said, "Teacher Li, thank you for caring so much about me. Wait a moment. I'll go get you a milk tea." I didn't wait for her to refuse. I turned around without a second glance and rushed to the bubble tea shop. After a while, I handed Li Zi a cup of bubble tea that cost 6 yuan in her small hand. The next moment, I received a message on my phone. It showed an income of 18 yuan and an account balance of 99 yuan. Looking at Li Zhao's face, slightly flushed with embarrassment, I suddenly became short of breath. As long as Li Zi keeps her affection towards me above 60, I can keep spending on her repeatedly and continuously receive the system's rebates. With this, There's a chance the family debt will be cleared, as long as I handle it well. My family will become even wealthier than before, but there's one problem now. The principal is too small at the moment. I only have 99 yuan. Therefore, the immediate task is to gather enough capital. Then I need to find the right girl to spend on. So, I eagerly opened my phone and took out nearly 50,000 yuan in loans from various platforms. Next, I needed to figure out how to get Lizzie to accept the gift. After all, in her eyes, I am still a poor student from a bankrupt family. An hour later, I arrived at Li Zhao's place, holding a new bag worth 39,800 yuan. At her place, she opened the door while cooking, and was surprised. "Shen Yuan, why are you here? Is there something you need?" "Li Zi, you've taken care of me for 3 years in university. I always thought it was a given. But many things have happened recently. It made me realize how valuable and warm this help is. So I should have thanked you earlier." Saying this, I raised the bag with both hands, sincerely saying, "This is a small gesture from a student. Please, you must accept it." Saying this bag, which should be quite expensive. Lizzie quickly shook her head, refusing. No need. I'm your teacher. Those are my duties. There's no special treatment. I treat all students equally. There's no need. Seeing this, I quickly explained, this bag is a high-quality replica. It only costs 200 yuan. Although it's not valuable, it's still a small gesture from a student. If you don't mind, please accept it. With these words, Lizzie felt that if she didn't accept it, it would seem like she was looking down on me. So, with the thought of not provoking me further, she reluctantly accepted it. I planned to return during festivals or birthdays in the future. At that moment, a pleasant aroma suddenly wafted from the door. Lizzie quickly turned and ran toward the kitchen. "Oh no, my stir-fried pork. The pan is burned. Oh right? Shen Yuan, you haven't eaten yet, have you? Stay and have a meal before you go." While Lizzie was busy with the food, I took out my phone and started checking the information. After the triple rebate, my current bank balance had reached 120,000 yuan. After deducting costs, it was like earning nearly 80,000 yuan. Although I had spent 80,000 yuan in one go before, it was the first time I actually earned it. And it was all thanks to my own efforts. This feeling is really amazing. Suddenly, Lizzie interrupted my thoughts. "Shen Yuan, what are you daydreaming about? Sit down and eat." Seeing that she had only taken 2 sets of chopsticks and bowls, I hesitantly asked, "Just the two of us? Are we eating just the two of us?" "Lizzie, where's your boyfriend?" "What are you talking about? I don't have a boyfriend," Lizzie said while preparing to take off her apron. But she found that the apron was tied too tightly, and she couldn't untie it for a while. Seeing this, I didn't hesitate to walk over. "Lizzie, let me help you." Our positions, one in front of the other, made Li Zhao's face turn red instantly. Just then, a surprised voice suddenly came from the doorway. "What are you guys doing?" A woman dressed in a flight attendant uniform, with a stunning figure walked in. Lizzie quickly walked over and linked arms with the woman. She introduced, "This is my student. His name is Shen Yuan, and he lives downstairs. Shen Yuan, this is my sister." I awkwardly greeted her, forgetting what to say, but Li Ming only coldly grunted. Seeing the atmosphere growing more awkward, I quickly stated that I had already eaten before coming. "I'll head back to school now." After I left, Li Ming coldly said, "Sis, he has improper intentions. A student actually has the audacity to try and hit on a teacher." Upon hearing this, Li Zhao's face immediately turned red with embarrassment. "What are you talking about? Let's eat." On the other side, as I walked along the school path, I fell into deep thought. Who should I spend on next? Lizzie is just a teacher-student relationship. On the other hand, she's not a gold digger like Zhou Wenting. Suddenly, a figure, not paying attention, bumped into me. I looked up, and was surprised to find it was my roommate Wang Heibao. However, his face looked as if he had just eaten something disgusting. "Yuan Jie, my goddess Fang Minhut, went to watch a movie with that bastard Li Zhongping." Upon hearing this, a sweet voice appeared in my mind. Fang Minhut, the class beauty of the 2nd class of international trade in the 2nd century. Also Huang's unrequited love. The two of them had never had any connections. They hadn't even spoken to each other. Just then, 2 beautiful figures appeared in the distance. It was Fang Minhut and her best friend Chen Lin. Huang's heart, which was once shattered, instantly reignited with hope. She just went to watch a movie with Li Zhongping. Didn't they go to a hotel? I'm so happy. I still have a chance, right? I couldn't help but roll my eyes. The girl you like is making herself look pitiful. Huan, you can't be like this. What good can come from this? It's not a good outcome. The next moment, My pupils suddenly froze. It was because above Fang Minhui's head, the affection level was flashing at 72. What's going on here? It's even higher than Li Zhao's. At this moment, Chen Lin was whispering gossip to Fang Minhu. Minhu, do you know Shen Yuan was dumped by his girlfriend? He's a rich kid with a bad temper. Making money is understandable, but it's cruel to still act like this when his family went bankrupt. Anyone would break up with him. When we started military training, I even encouraged you to approach him. I even gave him drinks. Looking back, I was blind. Luckily, you didn't end up together. Otherwise, it would have been a waste of 3 years of your youth. Fan Mihut listened to the value above his head and quickly lowered his head. Seeing this, I knew I couldn't just sit by and do nothing. Otherwise, after finally agreeing, the girl I met would fly away. So, I grabbed Wang Heibao's shoulder and asked him, Huan, I have a question for you. If Fang Minhu and I get together, would you mind? Huang replied, as long as she's not with Li Zhongping. I don't care who she's with. I didn't hesitate any longer. I walked straight towards Fang Minhu and her friend, Minhu classmate. Are you free tomorrow? I've reserved 2 seats for the new season's dinner. Can you accompany me? Fang Minhu was stunned for a moment. Clearly, he didn't expect me to invite him to dinner. Meanwhile, Chen Lin looked at me with a face full of doubt. That's a Japanese restaurant where the average cost starts at 1,000 yuan per person. Does he still have money? Seeing them fall into silence, I spoke up again. After eating, come with me for a walk. I want you to help me pick out a birthday gift for my sister. If possible, please give me an answer by tomorrow noon. Watching my back as I walked away, Fang Mihut couldn't help but feel conflicted. I just watched a movie with Li Zhongping, and now I'm going to eat with Shen Yuan. Is that okay? What's wrong with that? That's top-notch Japanese food. Although Shen Yuan has made some money, at least he's handsome. He's way better than Li Zhongping. Might as well go. It's just dinner. We're just eating and walking around. We're not doing anything else. With that, under the influence of a good friend, Fang Minhu and I arrived at the Japanese restaurant as planned. After the waiter brought out all the dishes, Fang Minhu, in a skirt, also sat down. Shen Yuan, I heard your family is in trouble right now. You don't have to waste money like this. It's fine. The food here is amazing. It's worth it. At this point, Fang Minhu suddenly asked me why I invited him to dinner. Is it really just to help pick out a gift for my sister? After hearing me say I'd always wanted to treat him, but just hadn't found the right opportunity, Fang Minhu calmly responded with a quiet "oh." The affection level above his head suddenly started to drop rapidly. Seeing this, I immediately realized he wasn't satisfied with this answer. So, I changed my approach. Remember, during military training, you often bought me drinks. And at night, you'd chat with me online. I've always kept these things in my heart. As soon as I finished speaking, Fang Minhui's gaze suddenly changed. A number above his head also slowly started to rise. Looking at his charming appearance, I felt a wave of excitement inside. I quickly turned my head and took deep breaths to calm down. I have to stay calm. Half an hour later, I took the initiative to go out and pay the bill. The total came to 2,770 for yuan. Hearing this amount, Fang Minhu immediately exclaimed loudly. After all, his monthly living expenses are only 3,000 yuan, and yesterday's Li Zhongping bragged about how rich his family is. In the end, he only treated him to the school cafeteria. In comparison, Fang Minhui's affection level shot up again. This is my phone. I received 2 payment notifications. One was for 8,322 yuan, and the other was for 5,578 yuan. I turned to look at Fang Minhu. I found that her affection level had increased from 70 to at first meeting to 76, an increase of 4 points. So, I got an additional doubling reward. The feeling of earning 10,000 yuan from a meal is really amazing. Looks like this tool really needs to be developed well. Not long after, I took Fang Minhu to the Gojin Center, but as soon as we walked in, we ran into Zhou Wenting and her old man, her boyfriend, seeing another beautiful girl next to me. The old man's heart immediately became unbalanced. I'm just a hard-working guy. I bought so many gifts to please Zhou Wenting, and I finally got together with her. This kid is in so much debt. Why does he still have 6 pieces of candy? So, he sarcastically said, you, a poor student, should go to a wholesale market to buy things. Can you afford to buy anything here? Even Zhou Wenting approached Fang Minhu. Sister, although I don't know you, I kindly remind you not to be fooled by people like him. I immediately snapped back. Mind your own business. And what do you mean by biased? Who have I lied to? Did I deceive you? Seeing their smug faces, I felt the surge of anger inside. These two really disgusted me. They are truly a perfect match. Just as I was thinking about how to fight back, the system suddenly issued a new task. Spend money on the opposite sex and cause the negative emotions of others to rise. For every 5 points, you can get double the rebate. And the rebates from spending on the opposite sex can be stacked. At this moment, Zhou Wenting and her old ma both had negative branches showing above their heads. Originally, I wanted to leave some dignity for both sides. I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of so many people, but you two just had to stir things up. Now that the system has issued a task, there's no reason not to take action. So, I dragged Fang Mihut into the luxury store. Not long after, Zhou Wenting was the first to pick out a bag. At this point, the sales assistant brought out some accessories. She said they would go well with the bag, but they're a bit expensive. Altogether, it's 100,000 yuan. Upon hearing this, the old man's face turned green. Damn it, I thought a 20,000 yuan bag would be enough to get rid of her. But it seems like this spendthrift woman isn't satisfied, perhaps noticing something. Zhou Wenting rubbed up against the old man. Swipe the card, darling. Shen Yuan is watching. Show your boyfriend strength in front of him. At the same time, Fang Manhwa also picked out 2 bags that she thought her sister would like. So, I immediately spoke up. Miss, I'll take both of these bags. And I'll take the accessories the other sales assistant recommended. As soon as I said this, everyone was shocked. They clearly couldn't believe a rich kid like me could be so rich. But when I pulled out my card, not even blinking, Zhou Wenting couldn't hold back any longer. Shen Yuan, didn't your family go bankrupt? Where did you get so much money to buy a 130,000 yuan bag? You didn't take out a loan, did you? Hearing this, I looked at the two of them with intense anger. You can think whatever you want. The old man doesn't look like he's short of money either. Why don't you buy Zhou Wenting a bag too? It's only a little over 20,000 yuan anyway. A man should be generous, not just graceful. At least 600,000 to 700,000. He shouldn't care about such a small amount. Upon hearing this, Zhou Wenting felt embarrassed. So she quickly told her boyfriend to swipe the card. Slapped my face, but to my surprise, the old man pretended to answer a phone call. He turned and started walking out. As he walked, he pretended to act all important. I'm not saying that projects worth millions of yuan can't be decided without me. Watching the two of them flee in a hurry, I couldn't be bothered to argue with them anymore. After all, the negative emotion task had been completed. I handed over all the items I bought to Fang Mihut. Follow me. I'm sorry for letting you be mocked by those 2 dirty people. They'd insulted you for so long. I feel really bad about it. Please accept this as my apology. Fang Manhwa wanted to refuse, fearing it would make her seem like a gold digger. After accepting it, she was concerned it would leave me with the bad impression of being a materialistic woman. But I grabbed her hands firmly and reassured her that it was okay. This is just the beginning. We have plenty of time ahead. If you refuse now, I'll be heartbroken. Just as Fang Mihut gave up struggling and calmly accepted, the system's voice also sounded. Congratulations, host, you have completed the real-world task. You have earned a total of 6 times the rebate amount. Your current balance is 786,356 yuan. Looking at the beautiful girl in front of me, I felt no regrets inside. She is now my greatest money tree. I must take good care of her. I must ensure that her affection level never drops again. Therefore, although at this moment I really wanted to play ranked with Fang Mihut, I eventually held myself back. I took her back to the school dorm. The next morning, with nothing to do, I decided to return home. As soon as I entered, I found my uncle, Shen Yab, sitting on the sofa. After greeting him, my father, citing adult matters, asked me to return to my room. Go back to your room first. I stood behind the door, listening in. After a while, I understood my uncle's request. But in the face of my uncle's demand, you must pay back 200,000 yuan within 2 days. He insisted that we pay off the 200,000 yuan debt. My mother's anger flared up immediately. Shen Yao, this is not how you should act. When you didn't have money to start your car business, who lent you 300,000 yuan? Did I ever ask for it back? Now we are borrowing 200,000 yuan from you. And you keep coming to chase us. What's the meaning of this? As the atmosphere became more and more tense, my father quickly stopped my mother from saying anything useless. Don't we have some gold jewelry at home? Let's sell them. We'll buy you new ones when we have money. At this moment, a notification sound echoed in my mind again. A perfect life shouldn't bear debt. Helping family members pay off debt earns you double the reward. The first repayment of 200,000 yuan. We'll earn you 1 million yuan in exclusive car spending money, even if there wasn't a task. I had planned to help reduce the family's burden today, but now it's a win-win situation. After a while, I knocked and entered my parents' room. I have the money, I said. But my mother thought I was joking. With that little money of yours, you should just top up your cafeteria card. Before she could finish speaking, my father's phone suddenly received a notification for a deposit of 200,000 yuan. Son, where did you get so much money? You've been giving me a lot of pocket money lately. I invested in some Bitcoin with my friends, and in the past couple of days, I cashed out and made a profit. My parents understood too. After all, they had been giving me a fair amount of pocket money. After paying off my uncle's debt, my bank account balance reached 0.18 million yuan. Of that, 1 million was a car-exclusive shopping fund. Thinking back to the days when I was driving, while feeling Zhou Wenting's curves, those days were truly wonderful. So, I immediately sent Fang Mihu a message, asking her to accompany me to look at cars tomorrow afternoon. One afternoon, I had just walked downstairs when I ran into the beautiful counselor. Lizzie, are you free tonight? I'd like to treat you to a meal. Last time, you treated me. I should return the favor. But before Lizzie could respond, his sister, Li Meng, suddenly appeared like a ghost behind him. Seeing her, I was immediately shocked. Counselor, your sister really feels like my nemesis. I can't mess with her. No way. So, I quickly changed the subject. I hurriedly made my escape. Counselor, I just remembered I have some school matters. I might be busy tonight. We can talk about the dorm issue another time. Meanwhile, inside the girls' dorm, Chen Lin watched as Fang Mihu carefully selected clothes. Chen Lin teasingly asked, Oh, you two are picking out a car together. Does this mean you're not going back to the dorm tonight? Fang Mihu blushed and quickly said, Stop talking nonsense. We're not together yet. But to my surprise, in the next second, Chen Lin actually touched her. Almi, Hoot is really sweet and charming. She's going to end up with that little guy Shen Yuan. Half an hour later, I took Fang Mihu to the Yao Legion temple, but when the sales assistant was about to greet us, she suddenly blushed. Mehud, how are you here? Fang Mihu turned to look and realized it was Qin Yan, who had pursued her in high school. When he found out I was Mihui's college classmate, and that he had been eyeing a 500,000 to 600,000 yuan lamp and wine, Qin Yong smiled faintly, but inside he was quite displeased. He thought I came here to bring a girl here and show off. He already earns a monthly salary of over 10,000 yuan. He also drives a 200,000 yuan Accord to work at a 4S store, a sales elite. Nowadays, girls are practical. They believe someone like him is the top choice for girls. So, he confidently invited Fang Mihu to dinner, but he was immediately rejected. Sorry, senior, I have other plans tonight. At this point, I asked Qin Yan if he could arrange a test drive. Qin Yan, who was interrupted, immediately became furious. Can't you see I'm trying to arrange a date with my goddess? You can't afford it and still want a test drive. Isn't this wasting my time? So, he quickly made up an excuse. The test drive car was taken by our boss, so you can't test drive it today. Seeing his attitude, I immediately requested the front desk to change the salesperson. Not long after, a tall, elegant lady in black stockings walked over. Hello, my name is Chen. I'm the salesperson here. How can I assist you? Qin Yong saw that I changed salespeople and couldn't help but sneer. This is really funny. Just looking, not buying. And you're changing salespeople. What's the point of this? Aren't you bored? On the test drive, Chen No explained the various features of the car, but my gaze was distracted. Her face and body are so alluring that I couldn't focus on that. I just don't know if she can really be like online rumors say, as mentioned earlier. Besides dealing with people, she knows how to deal with men. Coming back to my senses, I asked her if there were any cars available. If you have one, I'll take the car today. Shen No, surprised, responded immediately. After all, previous car buyers usually need to see the car 3 to 5 times, but this handsome guy didn't even ask about the price and is already ready to order. Realizing this, she quickly checked the system. She then said, we don't have any cars in stock right now, but we can have one delivered within a week. If that's okay, we can sign a contract. Just pay a 50,000 yuan deposit after returning to the 4S store. Qin Yan, with a bit of schadenfreude, asked how it went. But when he heard Chen Mo say I was paying in full for the car, Qin Yong's face instantly turned as ugly as if he had eaten something terrible. What a fool I've been. I've been taken for such a huge ride. What a big loss. Mr. Shen, If you have any questions in the future, feel free to reach out. Also, where are you headed next? Do you need me to give you a ride? Before I could say anything, Fang Mihu spoke up and said, "No need. We'll take a taxi ourselves." Watching the two of us leave, Chen No looked a little awkward. She was a bit too caught up in maintaining customer relations. I made the girlfriend upset. This is really bad. On the way back, I noticed Fang Mihu was still sulking. I realized this girl must be jealous. So, I casually said, "Hui, I'm just a salesperson with him. It's just a business relationship with a client. It's nothing. Who knows? You looked so happy talking to him. And you were going through his moments for so long." I awkwardly scratched my head. It's just a habit. Every time I add a friend, I habitually scroll through their moments. But I'll make sure not to do it next time. I may say this, but deep down, I'm thinking, there's no way I won't do it next time. I'm not that innocent. Fang Mihu had heard this, and her face instantly turned pink. I then suggested, let's grab a meal first, and then we can go to Platinum to buy some gifts. Fang Mihu seemed a little excited, but if we keep spending like this, it might make me think you're too materialistic. So, she thought about refusing. However, I believe it's normal for women to have a few bags. There are 7 days in a week, morning, noon, and evening. There will always be a time when you'll need one. After we arrived at the restaurant, I asked Fang Mihu, "Do you want a cold drink or a hot drink?" Fang Mihu seems to think of something. Her face instantly flushed. She stayed silent for a while. She bit her pink lip and said, "A cold drink." Her shy expression completely confused me. I swear, I was just asking out of politeness. I was simply asking out of politeness. But since there's been a misunderstanding, let the misunderstanding intensify. 2.5 hours later, I bought Fang Mihu a watch, a bracelet, and a bag. The total cost was over 80,000 yuan. Thinking about how much time had passed in 2 days, I spent 140,000 yuan on him. Fang Mihu instantly felt like it wasn't real, but at the same time, she secretly made up her mind to trap me firmly. So when she heard me say, "How about not going back to the dorm tonight?" she immediately agreed, her face turning red with embarrassment. Half an hour later, in room 808 of the Grand Rich Hotel, I was taking a shower in the bathroom, while Fan Mihu was lying on the large bed, thinking about how to reply to a message. Sheng Lin asked me why I hadn't returned to the dorm. How should I tell him? Should I just tell him I'm with Shen Yuan? Shen Yuan for the 9th time. It's so embarrassing. At that moment, I finished washing up and walked behind her. "Hui, are you ready?" Hearing this, Fan Mihu finally made up her mind. "Sorry, Ling Ling. He's given me so much. Ling Ling, I'm not going back tonight. If anyone asks, just say I'm at a relative's house." The next part of the story. I know everyone doesn't like to see it, so I won't go into details. 25 seconds later, after a shiver, I instantly felt bored. Looks like I haven't been exercising enough. I haven't done it in 2 months, and now I'm out of shape like this. But Fang Mihu, experiencing this for the first time, was surprisingly full of energy. "Shen Yuan, let's play ranked again." The next day, after returning to the dorm, I first paid off the 52,000 yuan online loan. Then I paid off 100,000 yuan to Li Yuhong. After all, after the family went bankrupt, he's the only friend who helped me without a second thought. This was my roommate, who had just woken up. He asked why I hadn't returned to the dorm last night. Also, "Are you going to the class dinner tonight?" He opened his phone and placed it in front of me. Inside the booth, that damn guy booked a car. I suspect it was arranged by the class president. Even if I go, it'll just be his personal act to gross people out. If I don't go, the 200 yuan class fee will be wasted. Just then, Li Yuhong responded to my message, inviting me to the bar tonight. So, I decisively declined the class dinner. Almost at the same time, the system's sound echoed. "Congrats, host, you've earned 1 million yuan in investment funds. Invest all 1 million yuan within a week, and the earnings from it will be doubled. The revenue will be doubled in rebates." This task came at the perfect time. It seems Li Yuhong's father is renovating right now. Maybe we can invest in his Qingdao venture. Send a location. Dad will hang out with you tonight. Tonight at the City Dragon private room in Nanjing restaurant. Ling Guanya was hugging a girl, and was getting a bit impatient. "Who are we waiting for in Shanghai? I'm starving here." On the side, Zi Haiji and Jia Jingging agreed. "Isn't the important brother already here?" Li Yuhong smiled and mockingly said, "What's the rush? There's a fruit platter and snacks on the table. Just eat those to fill up. Shen Yuan will be here soon." Upon hearing this name, Ling Guangya couldn't help but frown. Isn't his family already bankrupt? He's not in the same circle as us now. Why are we even calling him here? I'm treating tonight, and you don't have to spend any money. What's there to be upset about? Shen Yuan has been my best friend for years. We can't treat him the same way. At this point, Ling Guangya stopped arguing. He turned to look at Zihaijing across from him. Cousin, didn't your girlfriend say she'd come tonight? Why hasn't she arrived? She's stuck in traffic. It'll probably be another 10 minutes. I see. Ling Guangya smiled faintly. A wave of malice surged inside him. Since his cousin's family had always been wealthy, Ling Guangya secretly looked down on Zihaiji, but what bothered him the most was that Zihaiji had found a perfect girlfriend. Just a glance at her photo was enough to make him fall completely. Zihaiji had found an exceptional girlfriend. Just one look at the photo. The tight skirt and white shirt. And it completely made him fall, just as he was having those thoughts. I pushed the door open and walked in. Sorry, everyone. There was traffic on the way. The taxi driver was a newbie. He kept heading toward places for gambling. Li Yuhong, however, didn't care. There are drivers like this. I'll complain about him. But Ling Guangya began to speak sarcastically. You're lucky. Everyone else drove themselves here. But you'll be only one with a seasonal ride. Just then, another graceful figure walked into the private room. Sorry, I was late due to the rush hour traffic. Seeing this, Zihaiji immediately stood up to introduce her. This is my girlfriend. She's a saleswoman at Yaya Leading for S-Store. Brothers, if you need a car, you can ask him. Chen No nodded to everyone one by one. When her gaze swept over me, she paused for a moment. Isn't this the handsome guy who ordered a car yesterday? What's he doing here? But upon seeing me, she just nodded slightly. Without saying hello, Chen No also seemed to have lost and treated it as their first meeting. After a few rounds of drinks, Li Yuhon formally brought up the main topic. He mentioned that he had started a clean bar. The estimated investment cost is 2.4 million yuan. I'm offering 30% of the shares now. That's an investment of about 700,000 yuan. He asked if anyone was interested. As soon as he finished speaking, the room fell into silence. After all, in their view, Li Yuhong's family makes tens of millions in profit each year. And he's asking for 700,000 yuan investment. It must be that his previous investments failed. His father isn't giving him any more money. He can't even trust his own family. And now he wants to drag us into this. Whoever speaks up now is an idiot. Seeing this, Li Yuhong felt a chill in his heart. These people always mooch off me for free food and drinks. And I always pick up the tab. Borrowing money is even worse. They never hesitate. But today I need some support. It's fine that Shen Yuan's family is in trouble. But why does everyone else look like they're dead? Seeing the awkward atmosphere, Ling Guangya took the initiative and said, I think this doesn't yet require an investment. If it's just a short-term cash flow problem, everyone can pitch in a few thousand yuan to open the store first. Then, when you make money later, you can pay us back. After all, joining in midway wouldn't be fair to you. This way, you won't lose out when you start making money. Everyone agrees, right? Listening to everyone's chatter, Li Yuhon's heart was shattered. I really overestimated these so-called brothers. None of them are reliable. I clearly said it's about investing in shares, but they keep turning it into a loan. Thinking about how to deal with them, I put down my wine glass. Since no one else has this idea, let's just forget about it. You guys continue having fun. I'm leaving first. Just then, I, who had been silent all this time, suddenly spoke up. How about I bring the energy back up? At this, everyone froze for a moment. Then, Ling Guangya quickly changed his expression. He laughed loudly. Shen Yuan, this joke isn't funny at all. We've known each other for a while now. Why are you bragging like this? Why don't you go wash your face in the bathroom and wake up a bit? Li Shao was feeling uncomfortable inside right now. I don't have the time to listen to this nonsense. Even Zihaiji added, Bro, I'm a few years older than you. I've got more experience than you. A lot of things should be done within your capabilities, not by boasting. Only Chen No looked confused. Mr. Shen is investing 30% in the shares. Why does everyone think he's just bragging? Yesterday, he ordered a 600,000 yuan car, a person with that kind of dowry. Isn't it normal for him to invest 700,000 yuan? At this moment, Chen No really wanted to help, but she was afraid that helping would only make things worse, so she could only sit on the side, feeling anxious. Meanwhile, I had already transferred the 700,000 yuan. Watching the payment confirmation message on my phone, Li Hangyu was initially shocked. Then, he couldn't wait to show it to Ling Guangya beside him. When he saw several zeros, Ling Guangya's expression instantly froze. He couldn't believe it was real. He then stood up and moved toward the door. I have some family matters to attend to, so I'll leave. Let's meet another day. Cousin, you're leaving too. Uncle and aunt are looking for you. Zihaiji looked at his phone with a confused expression. He found no messages or calls. What's going on? They didn't call me either. If you're not leaving, then I'll go, Ling Guangyao impatiently said. This guy is really a fool. Didn't cousin tell you? Shen Yuan just made 700,000 yuan for Li Yuhong. If you don't leave now, you're just waiting to be mocked by him. Seeing Ling Guangyao about to leave the room, everyone curiously gathered around his phone. They wanted to know what message it was. That caused such a drastic change in Ling Xiao's attitude, but after seeing it, a few of them left the room in silence. Zihaiji was even more confused. What the hell kind of message is this? Why would something happen in your family and be sent to Li Yuhong's phone? Chen No, who saw everything, said, "We should leave too. Let's go." That message must be a transfer record. After saying this, she stood up and walked toward the door. After leaving the private room, Zihaiji couldn't hold back and finally asked, "How did you know they were looking at a transfer record? You didn't check the message again." Shen Yuan, he ordered a full paid 9 from me yesterday. I also had his car purchase contract in my phone. Upon hearing this, Zihaiji was greatly shocked. His heart instantly felt unbalanced. No, not to mention, you, a rich young man, since you know about his warning. You should have told me right away. You handled this badly. Next time, before he could finish, Chen No immediately pushed his hand away, saying, "What a jerk. Zihaiji, I just realized what kind of person you are today. I guess I've met the wrong person. Please don't contact me again." 1 hour later, Chen No just finished washing up, wearing a light camisole dress, sent me a message. She told me to go to the store on Friday to pay the balance and pick up the car, but I said I wasn't in a hurry, and I arranged to talk more details with her tomorrow afternoon. The car's brand is Wong. After all, right now, Fang Binghui is a money tree. The rebates from it have already provided the money. So, we need to expand more. We need full development. Moreover, Chen No's looks and figure are top tier. Spending money on such a beautiful woman is not a loss. On the afternoon of the 1st, Chen No arrived at the Platinum Center as agreed. She arrived at the tea restaurant on the 4th floor of the Platinum Center. As she sat there in her professional attire, quietly waiting for me, the general manager of the 4S store, Xing Xian, came with a few people as well. Upon seeing Chen No, he immediately turned around and instructed, "You guys find another place to eat today. I have other matters to attend to." After saying that, he walked directly up to Chen No. What a coincidence. Chen No, you're here for a meal too. Are you alone? Do you mind if we eat together? After hearing Chen No refuse without hesitation, Xing Xian did not leave. Instead, he thought Chen No was playing hard to get. "Chen No, I'm at least your superior. So what if I've arranged to meet with a friend? We can all eat together." Seeing the boss getting closer, Chen No was becoming a bit impatient. "Please keep a proper distance from me. You already have a family. You shouldn't be doing this." To his surprise, upon hearing this, Xing Xian was taken aback. He suddenly sat down. "So you care that I have a family? That's easy, as long as you agree to be with me. I'll leave right away." Meanwhile, the two people who just left were talking about Chen No and Xing Xian. They just happened to run into Zihaiji. After hearing words like Chen No's man and chance meeting, Zihaiji went mad, starting to search frantically around the Gojin Center. He was looking everywhere. After a while, he finally saw Chen No and Xing Xian sitting together. Xing Xian and her. Without saying a word, he rushed in. "You two are a pair of scoundrels, so you've been having an affair behind my back. I make 400,000 to 500,000 yuan a year, and I have a car worth over 300,000 yuan. Why would I need a fat pig like this?" Without waiting for Chen No to explain, he punched Xing Xian in the face. "Where did this mad dog come from? He even dares to hit me." Not long after, I arrived at the restaurant and saw the two of them tangled together. After hearing what happened from others, I breathed a sigh of relief. Luckily, this fat man took the fall. Otherwise, it would be us lying on the ground right now. So, I quickly grabbed Chen No's hand. On the way out of this trouble spot, Chen No said she and Zihaiji had only been together for half a month. They broke up after dinner last night. The fat guy who got punched was her boss. Now, he was bullied for no reason. After going back, he'll definitely be targeted everywhere. Actually, working in sales for so long is exhausting. I want to switch to a different industry, like opening a small coffee shop. If I'm in a good mood, I'll stay open longer. If I'm in a bad mood, I'll close early. How wonderful would that be? But unfortunately, a coffee shop costs 300,000 to 400,000 yuan. I don't know when I'll have enough money saved up. Upon hearing this, I immediately remembered I had 300,000 yuan in investment funds in my account. So I said, it's fine if I don't have enough money. What if someone is willing to invest? Chen No thought I was joking to make her happy. She laughed and responded, then I'll quit right away. I'll go work for you. Without any hesitation. Then you should go quit tomorrow. I'll invest 300,000 yuan to open a coffee shop. And in the future, you'll work for me. As soon as I finished speaking, Chen No's expression turned awkward. She looked at me in disbelief. It's not genuine. You're joking, right? I'm serious. Why don't you want to work for me? After the coffee shop is up and running, I'll pay you 12,000 a month for 3 consecutive months. I'll give you a 200,000 yuan car. Also, there will be a year-end bonus. Facing the series of conditions I offered, Chen No was completely stunned. But soon, a terrifying thought appeared in her mind. Could Shen Yuan be planning to keep me? Although these conditions sound tempting, I don't want to be a bird in someone else's cage, especially as a third party. So she shook her head decisively. Shen Yuan, you don't deserve to do this for me. I smiled slightly, having guessed what was on her mind. Don't overthink it. I just plan to open a chain of coffee shops. The first shop will operate as a pilot project. So, we are purely in the boss and employee relationship. Upon hearing this, Chen Na said she would consider it. Although she didn't directly agree. But the heart symbol flashing 60 times above her head made me incredibly excited. Hey, another brand new money tree. Just then, the campus beauty, Fang Mihood, suddenly sent a message, asking if I had time to grab cold drinks tonight. I was stunned for a moment. Then I quickly reacted. Wasn't Mi Hui's request so strong? But thinking of her graceful figure, I agreed to it. The drink is fine, but we need to control the frequency a bit. After night fell, I opened the door to room 808 of the Grand Rich Hotel again. As soon as I entered, Fang Mihood rushed at me. Shen Yuan, I missed you so much. But the next second, her expression became extremely serious. Shen Yuan, you smell like another woman's perfume. After saying that, she pushed me away angrily. Tell me, are you seeing other women behind my back? I firmly denied it, adjusting my clothes. How could that be? I only have you? Maybe it's because I went to the 4S store today to handle the car paperwork. I accidentally got some other woman's perfume on me. I accidentally picked up another girl's perfume scent. You know, the saleswomen at the 4S store spray a lot of perfume. Upon hearing this, Fang Mihood didn't probe further, just reminding me that if I go after another girl next time, I should tell him in advance, or just with that salesperson, which is Chen Na, the precious one. I forced a smile, keeping my face calm and not letting my heart race, but deep down, I didn't care at all. The task given by Father Confucius is to spend more on the opposite sex. If I get stuck on just one thing, when will I ever achieve financial freedom? At this moment, Fang Mihood planned to take a shower first, but she was stopped by my love for the original flavor. I stopped her, liking things in their original form. But what I never expected was, Fang Mihood actually said she had the same preference as me. I thought, what, isn't that my line? Ho Hui, you've really ignited the fire in my heart. 20 minutes later, I heard Fang Mihood, still unsatisfied, wanted to go again. She wanted to play again. I quickly said I was sweating a lot right now, and needed to take a shower. Otherwise, I'd feel uncomfortable and sticky. But as I was about to move forward, my legs felt light, almost as if I couldn't stand up. Meanwhile, Fang Mihood looked radiant. Her affection level even increased from 86 to 90. Damn, this exercise had such a huge effect. But she was enjoying herself. Her brain was almost drained. Just then, the system's voice sounded. Detected. The host has an opposite sex with an affection level of 90. Stage affection task completed. The current reward is 1 million, a lottery ticket for 1 million. 1 million in consumption credits. And a ruthless ability card. The first two things didn't cause much of a stirring me, but the last one made my heart race. With this ability, wouldn't I be able to dominate in the future? Thinking of this, I couldn't help but glance at Fang Mihood on the bed. Sorry. Ho Hui, it's time for me to rise. In the future, you won't be in control of me. I'll be in control of you. As I clicked to use it, suddenly, my waist was filled with immense energy. It felt as though it could never run out. It seems that Father Confucius issued rewards based on what I lacked. What's missing is what's rewarded. I'm really looking forward to it. The next girl with an affection level higher than 90. I wonder what kind of reward she give me. But now isn't the time to think about that. I quickly decided to experience the invincible ability given by Father Confucius. That's the real priority. When she saw me leave and come back, Fang Mihuk seemed puzzled and asked, "Aren't you going to take a shower? Aren't you going to take a shower?" I grabbed her hand and gave a mischievous smile. "No, I've changed my mind. Now I've changed my mind." In just a split second, Fang Mihuk felt something was off. Shen Yuan seemed different from before. At the same time, on the other side, Chen No, having finished washing up, was on the phone with her best friend. She was telling her everything that happened this afternoon. After hearing this, her best friend's first reaction was, she wondered if Chen No had met a scammer, but Chen No shook her head and denied it. That won't happen. I've met him a few times. He bought a car from me last time. When her best friend found out that I was only 21 years old and a little handsome, her best friend immediately got excited. He's going to spend 300,000 yuan to open a coffee shop for you, and he's going to give you a 200,000 yuan car. A guy who's rich, handsome, and young. What's there to worrying about? Go for it. But he's 5 or 6 years younger than me. And he already has a girlfriend. So what? They say women 3 years older hold gold bricks. Now, rounding it off, he's like having to gold bricks. For a guy with these conditions, not only does he have a girlfriend, even if he had a wife, it wouldn't matter. If you really can't do it, then just push the little rich guy onto me. I'll take on everything for you. If he really plans to kick me, I'll be single again in no time. Hearing her best friend go on and on, Chen No hung up the phone directly. But in her mind, she couldn't help but think of my face. She fell into deep confusion. On the other side, at the Grand Rich Hotel, Fang Mihut, with a flushed face, hid under the covers. Shen Yuan seems to have changed into another person. In just 40 minutes, we had gone through this twice. I moved closer again. Ho Hui, I remember you studied dance. Let's play a game again. This time, you attack. I'll defend. The next morning, Fang Mihut went back to school. I didn't have class in the morning. I planned to sleep in a little longer, but I suddenly remembered, last night, Father Confucius rewarded me with a lottery ticket. I thought the $1 million lottery was really just $1 million. But after verifying, I found it actually amounted to 6.8 million. So I quickly got up and rushed home. I had to tell my parents this good news as soon as possible. Since the family went bankrupt, they have been living in hardship for a long time. But after hearing it, they didn't react at all. Instead, they looked at me as if I were mentally challenged. Son, have you been under too much stress lately? The family's debt will be resolved. You just need to focus on studying well. Stop thinking about nonsense all day long. Seeing this, I took out my phone and the lottery ticket and showed them. Mom, Dad, take a good look. These 7 double collar ball first prize numbers. Is this the right one? I didn't know until I looked. As soon as they saw it, they gasped. Oh my goodness. Wife, we really won the lottery. It's really 6.8 million. Even after deducting 20% income tax, we will still take home over 5 million. With this money, we can not only pay off the debts, but also greatly improve our living conditions. Son, our family's achievements are on the table. We'll make sure to note this down properly. We won't cook lunch today. Let's go out to eat. Let's celebrate winning the lottery. From now on, we are free from hardship. Meanwhile, at the 4S store, Xingxian pointed to the bruise on his face and said, Chen No, you should know why I asked you to come here. Take a good look. This is the result of your boyfriend's actions. Chen No immediately rebutted, Boss, I broke up with him a long time ago. We have no relationship now. You should go to him if there's something to discuss. But Xingxian didn't listen, and even wanted to use this to threaten her. He wanted the woman in front of him to completely submit. What you're saying isn't right. If there's a grievance, there's a reason. If it wasn't for you, would I have been beaten for no reason? Upon hearing this, Chen No couldn't hold herself back anymore. What does your fight have to do with me? Yesterday, I said I had an appointment, but you insisted on coming over. Seeing this, Xingxian didn't understand. Xingxian then maliciously changed his approach. He excused it by saying Chen No left her post without permission. Punish him by stopping his client reception for this month, and let him come back to work when he figures things out. You should know that stopping the reception means stopping his commission. He would only get a base salary of 1,200 a month. That's not even enough to pay the rent. Why should I have taken a day off yesterday? Upon hearing Chen No's question, Xingxian burst into laughter. That's a good question. Why? Because I'm the general manager of this store. Everything in this store has to follow my orders. But just as he finished speaking, Chen No turned and started to walk away. She turned around and walked out, being a lousy manager. Look at you, acting so proud. It's just a lousy job. I'm done with this. If this were before, I would have just endured it. After all, I wasn't new to society, and I had outgrown my rebellious years. I had to consider all aspects, but now it's different. There's a handsome guy willing to invest. I might as well be a canary. At least Shen Yuan is young and handsome. It's definitely better than dealing with this fat pig every day. Soon, Chen No sent a message, asking if what I said yesterday still stands. I smiled slightly. Looks like the remaining 300,000 in the investment task finally has a place to be spent. After confirming, I went to the old office. Shen Yuan, sorry to trouble you. I need to move my office, but I have too many things to move alone. I was going to ask the class leader for help, but he took leave for something. No worries, I don't have class in the morning. I'm free at home as well. Saying this, I pointed at the desk and the files next to it. Do you need to move all of this and that? Li Shaoqian smiled knowingly and said, yes, if it's just the books and materials. I can handle it myself. But this desk and file cabinet are too heavy. Let's remove the books from the file cabinet first. Otherwise, they might fall when we move it. After saying that, she reached up to grab the books, but then she found out that even on tiptoes, she couldn't reach. In this situation, I immediately, understanding the situation, walked behind her. Rilaoshi, let me help you. Feeling the touch of my body, Li Shaoqian blushed and her heart raced. She suddenly remembered the time I helped her out of a tight spot. We were probably at this distance then, too. Wait, it seems like it was even closer. At least last time, we weren't that close. Now, we were completely pressed together. Shen Yuan couldn't possibly have feelings for me, could he? At the thought of this, Li Zhao's face turned even redder. She couldn't help but softly urge, is it okay now? At this moment, I also sensed that the atmosphere was off. So I quickly let go of her hand and said, it's fine now. At that moment, Huang Heibao and Cao Shanjin walked in. Counselor, we're here to help. But as soon as they spoke, the two of them froze in place. Why is the counselor's face so red? Did you hurry over to move things? What are you standing there for? I immediately interrupted their assumptions. You guys are overthinking this. You guys go ahead and move this to the next office. During this time, Lizzie quickly tried to calm her emotions. Luckily, these two students arrived a second too late. Otherwise, if they had seen us, that would have been truly embarrassing. But Shen Yuan's courage was growing bigger. The time at home was one thing, but he even dared to come back to the office. But just now, I actually found it a little exciting. What was that about? Suddenly, a thought came to mind. It made Li Zhao's face turn red again in embarrassment. It's impossible, impossible. Shen Yuan is my student, after all. It's absolutely impossible. This is when I noticed that Li Zhao's affection level suddenly jumped to 71. I was stunned for a moment. Could it really be that just that one moment was enough to increase her affection? This is great news. Looks like it won't be long now until I can totally win over this cool and aloof counselor. The weekend quickly arrived. At that time, in a coffee shop near the south gate of the school, two girls were looking at someone with envy, gazing enviously at the person in front of them. Zon Peng, I heard you bought that car for 280,000 yuan in full. You've already been driving a BB before graduation. You've surpassed over 99.99% of our classmates. Hearing this, although Li Zhongpeng felt a little proud, he still said nonchalantly, this is nothing. Some people don't even think highly of the BB. The two girls were immediately shocked. No way, they don't even want this. What are their family conditions like? Some people just don't understand the situation. Even after working for 3 to 5 years, they still might not be able to afford this car. While Li Zhongping was enjoying the compliments from the girls, a figure not far away caught his attention. It suddenly made him blush with embarrassment. Wow, this girl is way too beautiful. She's aging me by 10 years. She's taken 10 years off my life. No exaggeration. I don't know who this person is, but they must be someone really special to have someone like her. Suddenly, the girl's exclamation brought him back to reality. Look, this car is self-driving. It's so high-tech. What car is this? Li Zhongpeng recognized at a glance that this was a Yao leading model. But when he saw, standing next to the car was me, he was instantly stunned. Didn't Shen Yuan's family go bankrupt? How can they still afford to drive this car? But before he could figure it out, he saw Chen No enthusiastically greeting me. This made him even more confused and overwhelmed. He just couldn't understand why such a beautiful girl would be waiting for a pool guy like me. The boss lady just sent me a WeChat message. She be here soon. Have an orange juice first. I wasn't polite and just grabbed it. I drank it straight away. This ambiguous gesture instantly dealt a massive blow to Li Zhongping. Who can stand this bastard? He just broke up with his senior not long ago. How could he already be flirting with an off-campus beauty so soon? Just then, in the coffee shop, the boss lady came over from the shower room. "Sorry, Miss Chen, I was just out picking up my child. It took a little longer than expected, after briefly introducing us." She got right to the point. From Lin Yuchang we learned that he had too many family matters to deal with, and couldn't manage the child on his own. So, he reluctantly transferred the store. The transfer fee was 300,000 yuan. Although I had 300,000 yuan in investment funds, but after the transfer, I needed to keep 50,000 as initial funds, and for Chenna's first month's salary. So I made a one-time offer of 250,000. After thinking for a moment, Lin Yuchang agreed. After all, if he didn't accept this time, he might not find someone as easygoing next time. After everything was settled, Lin Yuchang waved at a waiter not far away. "ZQ, this is Mr. Shen, and he'll be your new boss from now on. You'll show him around and get him familiar with the place." And I pointed to Chen No next to me. "Just help this Miss Chen No get familiar with everything. I don't usually come to the store. From now on, he will be responsible for all the big and small matters in the store." The two girls nearby overheard the whole story. They suddenly felt that Li Zhongping and his BB were not quite what they seemed. It didn't make sense. This was too outrageous. In just a few minutes, they closed a 250,000 deal. And Shen Yuan taking over this store was clearly all for that beautiful woman. It was really enviable. At this moment, Lin Yuchang's phone suddenly rang. When Shen No saw the caller ID, she slightly raised an eyebrow. "Mr. Wu, Miss Chen, sorry, I'll step out to take this call." After Lin Yuchang left, Chen No whispered, "This Mrs. Lin seems to be Zheng Xian's wife. She's the one who was at the Gojin Center fighting with that fat guy who was fighting with Si Haiji. She's also the general manager at the 4S store where I work." Hearing this, I couldn't help but be a little surprised. What a coincidence. He has such a beautiful wife at home, yet he wants to use his position to take advantage of female employees. It's just despicable. At this point, Chenna's boyfriend said he still has the chat records where Zheng Xian harassed and threatened him. The chat records of him harassing and threatening him. He asked if I wanted to tell Mrs. Lin about it. To this, I directly declined. Once the chat records are sent, Zheng Xian will know who did it. A man in his 40s, who is unemployed but still has a wife and kids to support. I'm afraid he might do something that could harm you. Let me handle this matter for you. I promise, I'll make sure his father and colleagues won't affect you." Hearing the concern in my words, Chen No was slightly moved. She became even more convinced that she had made the right decision. After I allocated the 300,000 investment funds and completed all the distributions, the system's voice sounded. "Congratulations to the host for completing the initial investment task. Your investment level has upgraded from a beginner to a junior investor. Next, the host will receive 10 million in exclusive investment funds to continue expanding investments. All income from these investments will be triple cash back. And after the investment is completed, you will receive an industry share." At this point, I couldn't help but feel excited. After all, based on Father Confucius' generosity in the past, this mysterious industry share must be quite valuable. "Mr. Shen, the payment has been received. Looking forward to a pleasant collaboration." After finishing the paperwork, I stood up to shake hands and said I had to head back. "See you again when there's a chance." And in the moment I held her small hand, I couldn't help but start to get distracted. Her delicate, boneless form still carried a sense of softness. Could this be the charm enhanced by her popularity attribute? Maybe in the near future, I could savor it properly. Thinking about this, I responded meaningfully, "All right, Ms. Lin, we'll meet a guy." Half an hour later, I brought Chen No to the private room of Dinyi. Seeing the beautiful girl kneeling across from me, her face flushed with embarrassment, my heart stirred with heat. A guy with Chen No like this, I believe any normal man wouldn't be able to resist. It's really too overwhelming. So I couldn't wait to speak up. "Chen No, why don't you sit next to me?" Upon hearing this, Chen No didn't hesitate. She directly moved over. After all, she knew there's no such thing as love or sacrifice without reason in this world. Of course, excluding those ultimate simps. Seeing this scene, I couldn't hold back any longer and placed my hand on her delicate waist, her slender waist. Chen No trembled slightly. She couldn't help but hum, "Shen Yuan, stop it. Stop, the waiter will come in soon." I responded, "The dishes won't be served so quickly here. Now is my time to collect the interest." 10 minutes later, when I had finished 2 rounds, the waiter knocked on the door. Mr. Shen, the dishes are ready. I didn't rush to respond. I waited for Chen No to fix her clothes first. Then I calmly said, "Come in," after the dishes were all served. Chen No was still immersed in the sensation from earlier. Shen Yuan is actually quite handsome. His only flaw is that he's a bit of a jerk. He already has such a beautiful girl next to him, but he's still messing around outside like this. But now, I've already ended up on his sinner's bed. It's useless to think about it now. After enjoying the meal, I went to the front desk to pay. The total was 2,652, but with the system's triple cashback, I earned 5,304. Meanwhile, Chen No secretly clicked her tongue in surprise. A single meal's commission could buy a car. The rich spend 1,000, while I only spend 24. After leaving Dinyi, Chen No suggested we go back to the coffee shop to check with ZQ about the situation, but I shook my head. ZQ finished work at 9. It's already 8:30 now. If you go now, you'll be annoying her after work. It's better to go home and rest, and go tomorrow instead. After thinking about it, Chen No felt that what I said made sense, so she blushed and asked me to take her home. Half an hour later, I drove back to the apartment building where Chen No was renting. Then I mentioned that I was a bit thirsty and wanted to go upstairs to get some water. Hearing my old excuse, Chen No's little face instantly turned red. She thought to herself, is this progressing too quickly? The thing that happened in the private room earlier was already my bottom line. Seeing him silent and not responding, I pretended to be unhappy and said, "Could there be another man at home?" "No way. I've already made things clear with you about Zihaiji. Isn't that settled? I just want to go upstairs for some water." What could be inconvenient about that? When I heard Chenna's simple inquiry, "Is it really just having some water and leaving?" I smiled even more innocently. "Of course, but if you want me to stay the night here, I could reluctantly agree if you insist." Chen No gave me a look that said she was thinking carefully, but she still underestimated a man's words. The saying a liar. As soon as we entered the room, before even turning on the light, I grabbed her waist and pushed her into the corner of the wall. Chen No suddenly staggered. "Didn't you say you were just having some water?" In response, I grinned and said, "Yes, it's water, but the water I want isn't what you think it is." Meanwhile, Zihaiji also drove to the apartment building. He was holding 19 roses, rushing to apologize to Chen No first and see if he could restore his status as her boyfriend. But when he arrived at the door, he unexpectedly heard the sounds of humming and moaning. Zihaiji was completely dumbfounded. This was Nonna's voice. "Xingshon, get the hell out here. I know you're in there." Zihaiji, who received no response for a long time, slumped to the ground, dejected. "It looks like Na has already been consumed completely. I'm completely out of chances now." Sighing, he let himself remain lost. At the same time, inside the room, I felt the relentless power granted by the big guy. I felt an endless stream of energy. It was impossible to stop. What I didn't expect even more, the seemingly outgoing Chen No was actually so conservative behind closed doors. One morning, as soon as I opened my eyes, I smelled the aroma of toasted bread and fried eggs. I saw Chen No wearing an apron. She was in the kitchen, clumsily preparing breakfast. No is really thoughtful. The feeling with hoots in the hotel is completely different. It can only happen at home in the end. Hotels don't have this kind of warmth. Just then, the system issued a task die. It required Chen No to purchase a property worth no less than 100 yuan. After completing it, not only could she get double cashback, but also receive a mysterious property. Wow, it was just a fleeting thought in my mind. And yet, Tongzi Dad directly arranged it for me. With Tongzi Dad's generosity, this property could possibly be a big villa. Maybe there'll be occasional pool parties. It's going to be so incredibly foo. I wonder what reward Tongzi Dad will give when Chenna's affection hits 90. What kind of reward will Tongzi Dad announce then? Thinking about this, I stood up and walked behind Chen No. With a mischievous smile, I said, "Isn't there more than just breakfast this morning?" Chenna's face turned red, as if yesterday's many times weren't enough. "It's broad daylight," but before he could finish his sentence, I grabbed her little waist and said, "It's all right. You make your breakfast. I'll have my breakfast." Half an hour later, after I was full, I said to Chen No, "Wait a moment. Let's go buy a house. I'll take you there." Upon hearing this, Chen No instantly felt disheartened. She felt like she had been consumed from head to toe. There was nothing left to give him. What did he want? Was it because she made him happy last night? Thinking about this, she shyly turned her head and said, "Helping me with the coffee shop already cost 300,000 yuan. Now we have to buy a house. It's too expensive. Your money didn't come from thin air. Ha ha, the night's money is more powerful than the wind. The money in the card now can be used to buy. The house costs about 3.5 million yuan. If I could spend it all, the reward from Kongzi dad with the 5x cashback, my savings would immediately exceed 17 million. Silly girl, don't save money for me. What's wrong with buying a house for my own woman? Pick one above 120 square meters. I don't want to shortchange my own woman. Also, last night we made such a racket. The soundproofing here is terrible. Maybe the neighbors are eavesdropping, so we can't live here anymore, although part of it is my fault. But the main reason is that your voice was too loud. Upon hearing this, Chen No shyly turned her head, saying, "Oh, how annoying." Just then, Chen No suddenly remembered she had an appointment with two friends. She asked if we could go check the coffee shop first, and then go see the house. I said that buying a house is not like buying vegetables. You need to pick the right one. Plus, handling the paperwork, the whole afternoon might not be enough to finish it, so it's better to leave more time. Upon hearing this, Chen No immediately sent a text to her best friend. Qian sent a message. On the other side, Qian, who was almost at the coffee shop, saw the message and was instantly shocked. Lulu, No said she couldn't make it due to an emergency. Why? The girl driving the car is called Yu Menglu. She's a fitness instructor and couldn't help but ask. I think maybe the coffee shop thing is off, or maybe No is just bragging. Men are not that easy to fool. How could she spend 300,000 yuan on him for nothing? But Lulu knew that Chen No was not the type to show off her wealth, so she asked Qian to find out the specific reason. After learning that Chen No was going to buy a house, Lulu slammed on the brakes and stopped the car immediately. That's a house. It's not like buying bags or cosmetics. You can't just buy it. Even a 40 square meter apartment would cost at least 500,000 to 600,000 yuan. This guy must be cheap, even if No is with him. Such a man surely has more than one woman. When it comes to winning a man's favor, I have way more assets than No. No, I'm sorry. Rather than giving it to some outside vixen, I might as well give it to my own sister. Thinking about this, she pretended to be kind and said, Qian, ask them which development they are going to. Tell them we'll go help them check it out. Anyway, we don't have anything to do today. It's better to have more people helping him choose than for him to choose alone. Half an hour later, the two of them arrived at the sales office and were stunned again. Wow, it's actually Sonpo Chiandi. The smallest unit in this development costs over 1 million. Such unbelievable wealth. When will such wealth fall on my head? Just as Lulu was shocked, she gradually spotted Chen No's figure. No, long time no see. And Qian's gaze was fixed on me. Who's the handsome guy next to No? Why isn't he introducing himself? Upon hearing this, Chen No quickly introduced. Shen Yuan, these two are my good friends. This is Yu Menglu. She's a fitness instructor. This is Ho Jian. She's a sales rep for Folara. Lulu walked up with a playful attitude. Hello, Shen Yuan. You look a bit thin. You need to gain some muscle. If you have time, you can come to our gym to train. I smiled slightly and said, forget it. If I bring you to the gym, I'm afraid I won't be able to focus. Lulu didn't expect that I was so open-minded. But in her mind, she already had a sense of certainty. No didn't resist my flirting with her earlier. So, she and No should not be in a romantic relationship? The redness and swelling on Nona's knee indicates that last night's situation was quite intense. Probably because she made the sponsor happy. That's why he took her here to buy a house. At this moment, on the side, Ho Qian also seized the opportunity to greet me. Hello, Shen Yuan. When you're ready to change cars, you can come to Folara. I'll come to you when I decide to change my car. Compared to Liu Menglu, I'm much less interested in Ho Qian. We've only been together for less than 2.5 minutes, and these two women have already started showing interest in me. Now, are these two really your good friends? But this is only beneficial to me. No harm. After all, I've gained another woman with over 60 affection points. Just another money tree. As I led the three girls into the sales hall, it instantly attracted the jealousy of many me. Buying a house while bringing 3 stunning beauties. Who is he trying to show off to? Sir, we have Building 3 and Building 9 for sale. The average price is around 15,000 yuan. Would you like to first take a look at the model? I waved my hand and said, no need. My budget is 3 million yuan. Just recommend something for me. Just suggest units and floors that fit within this budget. The saleswoman was slightly taken aback. She quickly responded, Sir, let's go to a meeting room. I'll provide you with more professional recommendations. Behind me, Lulu and Qian had their minds completely freeze. Wow, what kind of rich guy is Shen Yuan? He casually spends 3 million. That's way too generous. Right. At this point, Lulu became even more determined in her thoughts. Such a big spender. I must find a way to hold on to this big fish. Not long after, the sales staff recommended a 165 square meter unit. a 3-bedroom unit priced at 2.98 million yuan. Upon hearing this price, Chen No's heart couldn't handle it. "Shen yuan, it's too expensive. Let's buy a smaller one instead." I patted his hand to signal him to relax. "It's fine. Don't worry about the money. Is a bigger house really more comfortable to live in?" Lulu and Qian looked at each other. Damn, this is a generous sponsor who values loyalty. Even though the woman wants to save him money, but he insists on giving the woman the best. You won't find a man like this even with a lantern. Thinking about this, Lulu couldn't help but start acting coquettishly. Such a good man. I must win him over. I froze when I noticed her actions. What's the Menglu doing here? But upon looking closely at her, I realized she was actually serious. If I could have something happen with him, the feeling would be unimaginable.